Hello. How is it going, everyone? Hopefully you're having a good day today, and the charts are treating you well, and you're having a good time, and you're seeing all the vision, what's going on in those charts, and you're taking advantage of them. Today, what I want to kind of go over for myself to help educate and develop yourself is the idea here. And what I want to do is just keep it simple and really just watch price action, how it interacts with simple moving averages, and point those out of how they're laid out on the chart. And really, if you just keep it simple and you're zooming out, a lot of times you will see opportunities in the chart, and the price action that I'm looking at right now really does show this well. So let's look at moving averages and how to keep it simple in your trading, and then that way you can take advantage of it. So let's jump on over into the 15-minute chart. That's what we always like to go for, and take a look at what's going on here. Now, obviously you can see lines on my charts and key levels to watch out for, and just see the layout here. But the moving averages is really what I want to take a look at. So let's just kind of clean everything up. You can see I do have some levels on here that just helps clear some stuff up, but kind of take all that away, and really it just looks pretty basic, right? All you see is some moving averages. So to kind of explain the moving averages real quick, we have you can set them up in any way that you want, but I will say the way I set them up, if I go into my settings, you can look this indicator up in TradingView. CT MAC is what it's called, as you can see right up here. And if you can't find it, you can definitely ask in the comments, and we'll help you track it down. But CT moving average crossover indicator by the it's by Caretaker, the underscore Caretaker. So at least that way you can have it if you want. But let me go ahead and go back into the settings, and I'll show you what I have done. So the only things that I have checked, nice thing about this indicator is you can choose exponential or simple moving average. And then there's a few other actually options in here as well that most people actually don't even ever use. But let's keep it simple. Exponential moving averages, EMA, or simple moving averages, SMA. You'll hear a lot of people talk about those. So what we have set on here is a 9, a 21, 35, and a 55 EMAs you've heard us talked about in the past. And then you have a 200 SMA on the chart as well. You can color code them the way however you see fit. The ones that I really like to keep color coded for me is I really like to look at the white for the 21 and yellow for the 200. And then 55 is kind of a pink red color, because those are the stronger interacting levels. So other than that, that's all you have to really do. And then go ahead and click OK, and you'll save it. And then now you have these moving averages on your chart. So you can see before, when price action was running up, you needed to see it break through the 200. The 200 was kind of that, like we talked about in other videos. The 200 is your mean, your baseline. And so what happens when it trades back to the mean? It'll either bounce off and trade up, or it starts to break through. Now, when it first breaks through, this is hard to look at taking a trade because it's first breaking down. Now, if you jump in this, this could easily have come down a little bit and then reversed. And it kind of did, right? It did pull back up. So a lot of people, what happens is they'll get in on shorts, and they'll put their stop somewhere above the 200, and they'll look for it to go down like it did. They get all excited, but in the meantime, it pops up, hits you out, and then breaks down. Now, this could have easily pulled up a lot higher too. These are old levels that I have marked on the chart from other times, but really this could have actually pulled back quite a bit. It could have pulled all the way back up into that 82,000 range, and before it turned. So you really can't say, well, next time I'm going to put a stop up here, or I'll put a stop here, or I'll put a stop all the way up here. It's like, that's because you're jumping in way too early. Like, let it play out. So comes back up. Okay, let's see if it holds. It doesn't. So that's kind of your strength. Now, this is the late evening that this is all happening, in 9:30. and then you can see it broke down and then started to pull back up. Now, for me, like what I would like to see is a little more aggressiveness in the indicators. I would like to see them top out, your RSI indicator, for example. And same with a 1 hour. I would like to see the 1 hour a little higher. You can see it did break down quite a bit here, but it would have been nice to have this a little bit higher for clean movement, because when you first start to break down, a lot of times what can happen is this will roll over, bounce, and come back up and then break down. In this case, it finally showed exhaustion. You had a bearish divergence and it started to break down. Now you're getting down to the 1 hour 200. You know, it's keeping this simple, right? Now we're going to watch to see if it can hold this area right down through here. As this comes up, we'll see if it does the same thing that it did to the 200 on the 15-minute and then roll over, and this could go down. At that point, we'd be going out to the 4 hour, and we'd be looking at going down into that area. Now, the one thing I will point out is where is strength in this drop. And I will tell you, be careful, because there is a lot of strength in this area right through here, right in this zone right now. And it could easily start to find a zone down through, or area to build strength in and then head out of here. So I will point that out. You always want to be paying attention, especially when you're in a more bullish move. Everything is more bullish right now. And you might be asking, well, how do you know it's bullish? Well, again, let's keep it simple, right? That's the whole idea of today. Well, let's use our moving averages again. So if you're underneath the 21 and the 200 on that chart, then it's still bearish. It needs to reclaim those areas. So your bigger time frames are 1 hour and your 4 hour are usually kind of your strength in the chart. And if right now you're 50-50, you're underneath that 200, or you're above the 200, you're underneath the 21. So to keep it simple, you're kind of 50-50 right now. The 4 hour right now is also 50-50. It's still pretty extended from its 200 here in the 4 hour, but this could trade for a couple days as this continues to grind back up. You can see price action can really move away from the 200 at given times, except when you're in chop. You know, as this dropped, you can see, look how far it stayed away from the 200, didn't pull back into it. And I would say the same thing can happen here in the price action. Over here in the current price action, and same with the 1 hour. So we're keeping it simple, and that is basically it. Use your moving averages. It's very clean. Take your time when you're taking the trade. You don't have to jump into anything real aggressive, and watch for key levels. Obviously, this does look still bearish, but you are getting extended on RSI. It looks like it wants to start to bounce. I would start to be careful in this area, because this could just do a little bounce. The indicators I use, you can see this is I call it beast mode. So it popped out real hard, printed a candle that said this thing was going to roll over, or an area on the indicator. I guess it's not really a candle, but it's a shadowed area. And there's a couple things that have to line up for this to come into play. Well, it's just pretty much telling you there's a lot of energy that came in the charts. Everything's exhausted, and when that happens, it shows there's strength that just kicked in. So that happened right here as well, in here. So a lot of times when you do see that, you'll see wherever this area was. Typically, you'll see this break through. So it takes out that area right back here, and then it bounces right back in and finds that support again, and then you'll see it run up. So that's kind of what I'm watching right now for this as well, for that. Again, that's not quite as simple, but it is something to be looking for. Again, though, really, if you're looking at taking a trade, you're kind of watching for this back here as this starts to recover, get back above this. More than likely, it's going to kind of back test this here and then take off again. So that is the simple trading on the moving averages. We can get into a little more into that later on. If you guys have more questions, we could talk about looking at the support and analyzing a little more on the different levels and why they're there, and make it a little more in depth. But let's just trade off of the 200. Let's watch for the 1 hour to start showing strength here and really keep that bullish attitude that we already have. The 21 gets back underneath. That's what you're looking for. for upwards movement. So that's where we're at right now, and it'll start with the 15 getting reclaimed, and then you'll be looking to take it along. So all right, guys, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.